Welcome to the bold analysis. Arresting the youths in Isiolo because they heckled the president. That operation that was conducted on arresting those young people is a bad move, and crushing dissidents by unleashing state machinery is the poorest strategy that can be used by the president. I think Kenya Kwanza can do better. What happened in Isiolo is just the tip of an iceberg. And the president faced hostility last year when young people came out in their numbers. Those people could not be arrested. You could not arrest the number that filled the streets in Nairobi. Now, the act of arresting 43 in Isiolo simply because of heckling, surely we can do better. We can do better. And instead of northeastern leaders praising the president for the ID vetting lifting, they should be calling out the state to ensure that that arrest stops, because from arrest you might be talking about abduction. Kindly subscribe to our channel. This month we are supporting Josephine Wambua here, a single mother staying with her 3 children. She underwent a CS to deliver the 3 children, and the third one is the one she's carrying there. The husband left when she was 2 months expectant, and so she has to walk through selling these watermelons, carrying the 5 months old baby in her back. Situation that is not very easy for her, given that given that she delivered through the CS. Josephine, we really caught up with Josephine, and under the bold team, what we are going to do and what we are requesting us to help us to do is to be able to offset her rent arrears even for 1 year, pay the school fees for the second born, and be able to open up a business for her where she can do business while sitting somewhere, so that she can also take care of the child. With a budget of 150,000, we can make it. Ladies and gentlemen, I started this, and 24 hours ago, I've been able to collect 37,340. I want to say a big thank you. We are pushing this. I believe now we have a deficit of around 100 and how much? Subtract 100, director. 113,000, and be able to support Josephine. Giving ourselves the deadline on Tuesday so that we can be able to be a blessing to Josephine. And thank you very much. Kindly listen to her voice here.
Hiyo ilikuwa ni last year mwezi wa 4 date 29.
Sasa unaishi peke yako?
Naishi tu peke yangu na watoto wangu 3.
Tukienda sasa tutapata hiyo. Sasa venye unaongea na mtoto, mimi ningetaka ufanye hata kama unafanya ile, lakini ile kitu inanigusa sana, ni venye unatembea mtoto kwa jua. Ni hakuna venye unaweza hata kujua na mtoto. Mimi naona
sasa kiupande wangu nikitembea na huyu, ama nipate tu mahali tu kuna kivuli, nikae nifanye biashara yangu hapo na mtoto, kama tumekaa chini, hiyo itakuwa ni better.
I want to get back to this. Immediately the president left Isiolo, a night operation was launched by security officers aimed at arresting a ring of young people who are alleged to have heckled the president. A bad move. Crushing dissident is not something that you can do. And when you look at this article, this story has been going on for better part of the morning, and Isiolo County Commander issued a statement here And if you look at this screenshot, 43 youths arrested in Isiolo town in a crackdown targeting drug peddlers, muggers, illicit brew makers, second-hand generation alcohol dealers, and people found idling past midnight. Lakini sometimes it's not even a laughing matter. Now, the county commissioner, Godfrey Omoding, is saying that is why they arrested those people. But it is part of, that is what they are saying because they want the country to take that. But the fact that that crackdown was done immediately after that, different reports emerged, and the only one leader that has spoken. You can take anything from Faith Odhiambo, the new LSK president, but her consistency on the justice front, fighting for justice, is commendable. Even at the height of Gen Z protest, Faith was very consistent. She's the only leader who has reacted to this. And the LSK president said, "We are following closely reports from Isiolo, and we have advocates on the ground to assist. Please record, post, and share details, name, location, and time. We remain vigilant. Let justice be our shield and defender." I can tell you, the president was very animated when these young people were protesting. Maybe have a look at this video.
Tumekuwa na matatizo ya watu kutoka nchi nyingine wanalete madawa ya kulevya hapa, wanauzia watoto wetu. Mimi nataka niwaambie, hawa wenye kuuza madawa tutawasafirisha. Hakuna vijana wa Kenya watalishwa madawa hapa Isiolo ama sehemu nyingine yoyote ya Kenya. Nasikia wale watu wa madawa wameleta hawa vijana kuja kupiga kelele hapa. Nyinyi vijana, sikizeni vizuri. Hamuwezi kutisha serikali ya Kenya. Sikizeni vizuri. Mnanielewa? Hakuna mtu atatoka nje ya Kenya akuje hapa aseme ya kwamba madawa itauzwa tauni hii. Hakuna madawa itauzwa Isiolo. Na mujaribu mutaona. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Yeah.
He was very animated. And the two explanations to what happened in Isiolo. Number one, the local politics was playing. And you could see some people saying they don't want Guyo. They don't want Guyo. Guyo must. Is it Dulo must go or Guyo must go? So there was local politics at play, which had nothing to do with the president. And immediately people started protesting. And when also president was talking, there was also disapproval on the president's message. Now, Isiolo is a very volatile town. I hope. I was talking to one of our viewers here who stays in Isiolo, and Kevin telling me that Isiolo have, is it military barracks or military camps around Isiolo, and there are always there is a place where Redile, Borana, Turkana, I don't know, because of all this stuff, and Meru, there is always a fight at some point. So this is not right. And the northeastern leaders are doing a disservice to the young people from Isiolo. Why am I saying that this criticism is not the right thing? Because Ruto is facing criticism every day. Look at these videos.
Afternoon. Hawa mmeshidaje? Nimekuja sasa. Mimi nisema nitakuwa nikisema every day morning at the afternoon. Na kwa hivi president nilisikia uko Isiolo ukiambia watu Isiolo wamekunywa bagi, wamekunywa madawa, wakuja wakupigia kelele. Hakuna bagi watu wamekunywa. Bagi ni wewe umefanya tukunywe bagi. Mimi niko miaka 50 na kwenda juu. Napigaga duru kwa sababu mimi nakunywaga bagi ama ninakunywaga dawa ya kulevya. Napigaga duru ni mashida yenye unatuletea Kenya mpaka mtu anakaa kama mrefi. Mimi ni sikunyagi bagi na sitabasa kupigia Ruto. Mpaka wakati Ruto utasikiza mimi. Usikize venye mama mpaka anapiga kelele jioni na asubuhi. Kwa sababu wewe umesubua watu totally enough. Mimi nakushanisha na watu wengine huko kwa magari. Wanapiga kelele ati unataka tena kwenda kuchukua pesa ya wafanyikazi ya serikali ya sijui nasikia wanasema 60%. Si utamaliza watu. Hiyo pesa ukiokota uende huko Nairobi utafute kiwanja ya kutengeneza hospitali ya depuration. Kwa sababu watu ni wenda wasimu. Na hakuna mtu anakunya bagi wala ndio umefanya tukunya bagi na hii serikali yaka serikali subua serikali hata sijui ni serikali type gani hii. Na sijui hii serikali toka wapi kakuja kusubua watu. Haki ya Mungu nitakuwa nikisema mpaka kwanza unipelekea madawa huko hospitali. Ni kwa huko hospitali bado hujapeleka dawa hospitali na unatuambia hii serikali yako ni mzuri na kutanga unatoka na huku naenda na huku. Hiyo pesa unatanga naye hebu nipelekea madawa huko hospitali niache kukufa Ruto. Ruto unisikizake kwa sababu saa zingine tu tunasikia ukiongea presa kuliko ipone inaendelea juu.
Yes. And I am telling you Dr. William Samoei Ruto alifikiri vile alibuli Uhuru in Central in 2022 mpaka Uhuru akajificha. He thought he would do the same to Gachagua. Saa hizi Ruto si ajaribu aende tu hapa Githurai. Aende hapa Githurai. Yes, asifikiria Gachagua ni Uhuru. Aende tu hapa Githurai hapa. Atuzi Gachagua akiwa hapo juu ya gari. Ataende tu huko Western. Akiwa huko alikuwa anasema mwadhani agosho ringi. Mulimwega. Bwana asifiwe. Nionyesheni kwa ishara ya mikono salale. Watu wa mlima mjini wa Bwana. Sasa hizi yako Western. The same lies, different target. Mwami hitominywe. Musangalire. Mulibalamu. Yebu nionyesheni kwa ishara ya mikono. Salale. Nini waluya ni wangwana. We know his life. Unajua uongo yake. Unajua. We know his lies. Dr. William Samoei Ruto does not blink an eye while he lying. He lies and knowing that he's lying. Kitu ilikuwa inaitwa Linda Mama. Ilikuwa inasaidia wamama sana. Ilitengenezwa na Margaret Kenyatta. Kusaidia wamama maskini wale wanatoka kwa informal settlements na in the poor backgrounds in our rural areas. Ruto alipoingia akaona Uhuru alipatia maskini hii kitu ya nini? Hao maskini they don't deserve that thing. Akatoa. Akaleta kitu inaitwa Linda Ng'ombe. Linda Ng'ombe. So I'm finishing in 1 minute. I want to say this. Nataka niseme hivi nikimaliza.
Silence in the house, my friend.
Silence please. Nataka niseme hivi nikimaliza. Dr. William Samoei Ruto will not get a second term. He won't. Because he has no numbers to get a second term. Yes. Na kura hiyo kuiba itakuwa ngumu. Because kura ya kuiba inakuanga watu wameenda neck to neck. But hii Ruto atachapwa na kura mingi sana. Hata wale wajerumu nafikiri watapigia Ruto, they won't vote for him. I'm telling you. Laws are suffering like any other Kenyan. Musiweka wajerumu kwa hiyo ujinga. And Raila knows that Ruto will not get a second term. We pray for Baba apate AU kwa sababu amepigania nchi sana. We pray for him. But our problem is Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Whether you are a Luo, a Luya, a Kalenjin, a Giriama, we have only one problem. Shida yetu ni moja. Na hii revolution hii yenye inakuja 2027, I can tell you, kusimamisha hii revolution, it is like sealing the anus with a sellotape.
This is, so every day he's facing criticism. Whatever happened in Isiolo is just another form of disapproval. Now, the security team, the police that probably are deployed to do this, I know people are acting because of how the president was animated. And sometime last year, there is one security analyst who spoke to me and he told me, it is not normally advisable for the president to lose his temper in public. Why? Because it sends the security into some panic. Remember, This is the commander-in-chief. So when these police bosses see the commander-in-chief animated and in anger, they can crush you. And sometimes operations are just done to please the boss, because someone feels you can even lose the job. So you please the boss because you feel you can lose the job. And that anger is not really something that is very important. I have seen Isiolo leaders issuing press briefing apologizing to the president because of the heckling that happened. I have seen leaders thanking the president for lifting mandatory ID vetting. In the same measure, they should be able to tell the president that the operation where youths are being arrested is not a good way to handle issues. And I'm saying this because an MCA from Wajir disappeared. Arrest turned an abduction. In Nairobi, young people were arrested during Gen Z protest. Some have never returned home. Parents never even got an opportunity to bury them. Some were found in the road, in the thicket, in the forest, dead. Some were found stuck in some unused toilets in the town. Some were found drowning in rivers. It is never a business. It is with the current Kenya Kwanza regime, it is never business as usual. So I think they should also be able to call out the president for that. But something that crosses my mind is this. Why would Ruto feel terrified of someone heckling? There was heckling in Embu. There was no crackdown. I don't think they've been heckling. The president has been heckled in several places. And he's been playing cool. Why is that heckling in Isiolo irritating? And I think it is because the arrest of those young people is a scare scheme to instill fear. Remember, the president will now, listen, the president was in Luanda. He was heckled. In front of Otichilo was heckled in front of the president because the traders in Luanda, their stores were demolished, and so there was already anger. There was heckling. There have been heckling even here in Nairobi. So, but I think when you arrest, when this information comes out that people who heckled the president were arrested, then it's a fear. When he goes somewhere else, there will be no heckling, probably. It works, maybe not. But again, I feel state machinery on crushing dissidents, not a good way. Let Kenyans express themselves. So what is the worst that can happen? Because you've made your speech, gone back to Nairobi, you've made your statement. I don't know what it changes. In fact, I think one thing is this, that what happened in Isiolo soiled. In fact, the one incident in Isiolo spoiled the whole northeastern tour. The president was in Mandera. There was no heckling. The president was in Garissa. Probably no such. He was in Wajir. Then he went to Isiolo. Then when the media carried that story, it came out that probably the northeastern tour, one county, one thing that the narrative that was to be there is that the president have swept all the 6 counties. But then there comes one county, Isiolo. Isiolo borders Meru. Do someone think that some people are ferried from a neighboring county? I think Isiolo borders both Meru and Kitui. Was someone thinking that people are ferried from a neighboring county to go and heckle? Or why is the heckling in Isiolo annoying the state? There is a feeling that local leaders might have mobilized against the president. Now, there's this narrative of that statement that the president made about, he said something there. he said something about the drug peddlers or something. You know, even if there are people who are peddling drugs, what will be their problem by sending people to go and heckle the president? Surely, you know, I'm not getting the nexus between the heckling and the issue of the drugs, because even throughout the president's speech in Northeastern, it is only in Isiolo that he spoke about the drugs menace. While in Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, he never spoke about this issue of drugs. But while in Isiolo, it is the only place he spoke about it. And he only spoke about it after the heckling started. The heckling was purely on what the president was saying. So, to me, I think it's an overreach. The other issue is this. The intelligence team might have not done their due diligence. They would have known that that place is hostile. Yeah, they would have known, of course. They would have known. Because Isiolo, hata watu ambao hawatoki hapo, who are there, are not finding it easy. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to, whatever is happening in Isiolo, I think that arrest need to stop. Really, we don't need to go that direction. We don't need to.